now the Chinese is developing a 6G. That's basically for the satellite communication and also the hypersonic communication.
Yeah. 5G, yeah, what I know about 5G is there are two types of 5G. One is that
Is where if you're in the middle of a battle, the enemy is facing you with a missile. You got millisecond to make your decision. Yeah, you can't wait for it to, for it. Yeah.
so that was so far. Yeah, of course, like we said, and then that's when they went to Manila. The problem with Manila is when they came there, it was already a Muslim established Muslim kingdom. So when they went there, they had a bloody war, wherein the city was ravaged and flattened down, and they had to rebuild Manila from scratch. And that did not happen here, So I think that's part of the reason. Like their memories is different. So,
But sometimes I see some of the buildings got the Spanish influence on it.
here in Cebu.
Cebu.
Yeah.
They start with the cathedral.
Oh yeah.
All
Oh
of
yeah.
them,
Those are like purely, and they could not recreate those churches anymore. Some of the churches they cannot recreate. You know why? They use materials that are not available now,
Yeah.
and you cannot use. For example, there's a church down south of Cebu. They use coral reefs.
Okay. Wow.
So you could reef. And you cannot do that now. You have outreach. And a lot we've also lost the skills on how to build those churches.
Yeah, that's a lot. Like in England, the old building and castle, they're just rotting away because there's nobody got the skill anymore now.
People forgot how to build it.
Even the houses with the people don't know how to put a new touch roof. So instead they just put a slate roof.
Yeah, it's okay.
What are you doing, Sanjay? Oh, you're asleep.
And what's up, dude? I thought you used to live here.
Oh.
Not here. Beside the.
Oh.
It's an old hotel. It doesn't. Look,
Yeah.
you need to eat, mano.
Huh?
May nakantag somewhere close by.
Ano naman?
You said you want to eat.
Yeah. I'm hungry.
We have to
I told you got a big worm in your tummy. That's
Oh, no.
Why you're not hungry?
Mr. Lempo mabaka na sirado.
Ano man?
Sakpa sa not paying their taxes. So all of Mr. Lempo is now closed.
You're not paying the taxes?
Yeah, the thing here is if I start a business here in the Philippines, you can basically get if you know your way, you can a lot of the businesses here are not paying a large portion of their taxes. And then you go to accountant, they ask you, do you want how much tax do you wanna reflect? And then they will, do you want big tax or you want small tax?
Yeah.
And you said small tax, okay, small tax will make your books.
So when do you pay taxes in Philippines?
If you're employed or if you're
Yeah, if you're employed.
In UK, do you manually do it? Because in the Philippines, the company take it automatically.
Oh, okay. Same like in UK. Yeah,
But-
every month, by the time you got your
Paycheck.
wages, the tax already been taken.
The self-employed, you have to pay it. I think
Oh, yeah.
you have the
Yeah,
option.
Yeah.
No, you have the option to. But even if let's say even if like the taxes is still way too little. Okay.
Yeah.
So the last year, this is the reason why the oil, the Philippines is expensive now. It's because of this change, and this change was this: if you're self-employed, okay, if you're self-employed, and you make less than 3 million pesos a year, so which is basically, you know, like 200,000 plus, okay?
Yeah.
You have to pay a flat tax. You know how much a flat tax is?
Probably peanuts, is it?
It's 7%.
7%.
Okay?
That's good, you know, 7%. That's on the profit you make.
No. 7%, they don't bother you. You don't show receipt, you don't show calculation, you don't show anything.
Okay.
Or the other option is you pay sales tax, which is 12%, and then you pay income tax, which is a variation. And then you have to do that. You have to show your expenses. You should show your this
Receipt and everything.
everything. You have to you have to prove everything. Or if you want it to go away, just pay the 7% flat tax. Before, that 7% used to be, you know how much? 30%.
Wow.
Okay. So
So which government bring it down?
the 30.
Oh, okay.
So this is for the self-employed people and entrepreneurs. Okay. So if you're a business, you could use that. You start a business, as long as your sales less than 3 million, you could avail that. You know. And you don't have to be bothered by the thing.
Yeah.
Because that's the problem, right? Like, so the idea is, the easier it's for a reasonable amount of money, and you know, less hassle. They thought a lot of people will opt in for it. You know, so it's like a numbers game. Like, yes, the number is lower, but what do you call this? But there might be a lot of people. But also, what they did is they increased they had to make the money out somewhere. One of the ways that they had to do it is in the consumption tax. So where did you get it? In the oil fuel. And I know at least I know that the fuel increased because of that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because I think it's also the same in Singapore. Singapore, your income tax is small, but the way they get you is the consumption tax. So, for example, you know, there's sales tax, there's a lot of taxes if you're doing business, but if you're earning money, I don't think it's not that, you know, big. The supply, because that's how they make their money. So the more valuable the land, you know, Hong Kong has a lot of place where they could build. They don't do it because once you flood flood the market with supply, the prices will start going down. And now in Hong Kong, you know, if you were to ask me where you wanna live, I don't wanna live in Hong Kong. You know why? It's so expensive to buy a house. It's so expensive that they have people there living. Okay, they have people there living in a in a coffin size
I know
apartment.
there's some of them talk about 6 feet by 6 feet, 2 meters by 2 meters. But that is insane.
It's gonna be hard to, but you have no choice. You have to live that way. So it's a what do you call this? A nation of extreme. You got extreme wealth, but also extreme poverty. Kala ka ba? Ata mo lang din. Kaya buta Busay.
Okay.
Busay, you live here?
I don't know.
Let's find search.
Find your idea.
Find that somewhere else. Guys, so massive. Like, in one part of the island, probably the flatland is as big as Cebu itself.
They got
It's-
the Occidental.
And Oriental.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you're familiar with it?
Well, I've read a little bit of it.
Oh my god. This is why I say like the Philippines has so much untapped potential. Even in Cebu, you can understand that the place is not fully developed yet. There's a lot. But if you go to Negros, Negros is not. Cebu is probably like let's say 5-7 times more developed
Yeah.
than Negros. Okay? But there's so much land there. Like I could see, like, you know, if the Philippines decided to, like, this is why I think, like, also the problem with, you know, they want to control the population. They want to limit it. But why would you limit it? There's so many space, and then you could feed the land, you could feed the people, and then that doesn't even, you know, count the land that the government owns. The land, the government, of course, own a lot of lands, but it's underutilized, right?
When you say the government, not the church, is it?
No properties in Cebu, even the prime ones.
That is dangerous. You can see the soil erosion.
Yeah, that's
Most
why.
of the plants have gone.
That's why you have to put trees on, you know, like this, because the roots hold the soil together. You could build a restaurant because during the pandemic, this place used to be this used to be like a place you go here maybe once a year, twice a year. After the pandemic, this is the only place that's open. This is the only place you could run, you could remove your mask, and
Oh,
it accelerated the development of the place. So this is why there's so many good restaurants now. We're gonna visit one restaurant, and it's perfect time now because it's what do you call this? You can see the view. It's very pretty.
question is, do they serve rice?
Oh, they serve rice. It's an Italian inspired.
Oh,
So I'm pretty sure they have rice in it. Why you're thinking for rice?
no, for fun. I always think of you.
Oh, you're bullying me, I know.
If I could do my college again, you know what I would take? I'd love to take architecture over program.
You know something?
What?
When I was younger, I always say, oh, I wish I was an architect. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Because architect is when you build something, you know, probably you're going to stay there for about hundreds of years. Something really good.
Let's open that window.
Yeah. Prevent
Prevent soil erosion. Oo, nambit ko ito yung GoPro. Para like view kahit mas bago sa kwan. Wow, look. Look at that.
Fun, we are here. The diner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Which island is that? I think that's Lapu-Lapu.
Fine. You
If it's raining.
your tires won't grip to the road.
Yeah. You know, I understand that because if it's raining and if it's muddy, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or even if it's not muddy, it's raining.
Mm.
Oh, they developed this place now. That place used to be. What do you call this? You can stop by there and you're gonna be able to eat. They have some restaurants.
This is the way that we've been here, right?
Yeah, there's so many plants to buy, Sam.
No, not the place that we like, the very risky road.
Uh-huh.
I remember this place.
This is where we bought our plant.
Okay.
Protected area of trespassing, combined 7 plus squatting. Look at those plants with look like ferns.
Mhm.
That's called a it's a special type of fern, the tree fern. That's like
Fern.
prehistoric.
Yeah.
That's during the Jurassic time. The dinosaurs. Because the ferns were one of the first plants to grow
Mhm.
on Earth. And actually, look for local people, that's the sign wherein you can find water. If you see the tree, that means there's water underneath
Yeah.
because they require water, a lot of water. And it's clean air and water, so it's a sign like, oh, this place has water and the air is clean enough that this plant work. Ano ito?
Sa'yo lang naman siguro tanong. Abot ng tasko.
Dahil, kapag dali. Tutulong ka, no?
Kami nila yung kuhan.
Dali kayo. Wala lang.
Okay naman.
After downtown, we're this one is we're by our
Oh, okay.
This area. I think that is not their own plants.
it's not their own place.
Yeah, they're
But I don't wanna buy in Carbon right now. It's so hot. So
But you
hot.
know what I want to do there? I'm going to like evening time, something like that. Yeah, evening or morning time.
We're nearby. We're very close. Remember this now.
This is your adventure, honey.
Yeah,
Oh.
Can you you see it a good adventure or
Pinoy food.
no, I mean
Chinese food.
can you see it that it's a good adventure for you?
We're nearby. Nearby the restaurants. After here, there's
It's a long trip. Asa man siya malusot ang gando?
Kani? It's gonna go to Balamban and then Balamban to Toledo.
So the access of this road is going to Balamban and then Toledo.
Only 2 hours to go.
Meow.
Here, Lakeview. We're open.
Oh, Lakeview. Blue Jordan.
That's it?
Lakeview.
This one.
What is that? It's a restaurant
That's a restaurant.
and this is delicious restaurant.
Their food is really good here. Once you go to the adult salon.
For your tourists.
Yeah, it looks like a
Lunchtime
tourist.
tourists. But you are not going to come.
Shall we wear our masks here?
Yeah, we're done. We're here.
Right here.
And this is the surrounding.
So, that's the lake of
Where's the lake?
this one. Yeah, we can get a better view there once
Oh.
after evening.
Downtown.
Careful, careful! What's the problem? Okay, internet?
Ha?
Spot lang sa phone?
Hindi na may ikon. Wi-Fi.
Wala sila?